Hello friends, my name is Hamid. Today I'm working on this Frigidaire dryer. Kenmore is also making dryers like these. So today my customer's complaint is that this dryer will not heat. So I'm here to look at it. The first thing we're going to check on the dryer, if it's not heating, is the power to the dryer, the electrical power. We have to have 240 volts. So as you can see, this is the dryer. I can also see the ventilation hoses, not a very good ventilation hose. This can create problems. This is how it looks from inside. The model number is FEQ332CES0. So no heat. I select my multimeter on AC, and here's my probes. I will check the probes for, I'm checking for 240 volts. So one on line 1, here's my line 2. I'm getting 240 volts. Or even if you unplug it, we already know we are getting power. $236 volts, which is good. And then between ground and line 1, I should have 120 or 12, or we can actually check from ground to line 1, 120. To line 2, there's another line, 120. I'm okay with this, and I already know the neutral is fine. Everything seems fine. I'm gonna open the top panel. I have this pry bar. The unit is unplugged already. I stick this underneath and lift it up. The same thing on another side. The panel lifts up. The first thing that cuts the heat to the unit, or it can stop the unit from turning on, is the safety thermostat. I'll check that for continuity. Here's my camera. I will select the multimeter on ohms with the tune, and I'm checking between these two wires. It's good. You can also unplug one of the wires just to make sure it gives you proper reading. You can disconnect it, but I'm sure this is fine. But if you want a perfect reading, you can disconnect one of the wires and check it for continuity. That's fine. The second thing, there's one screw holding the front panel in place from there, and there's one screw on that side. It's this one. It's a Robertson. I already have Robertson drill bit ready. One screw is off. Put another one. The screw is off. You're gonna disconnect these wires, and then can just snap this out. You can leave the front panel in a place so you're not gonna get any scratch. The next thing, I'm gonna disconnect the belt from the unit. Okay, you get down there and disconnect the belt. The belt is off, and you can take the belt, bring it towards the back, and then lift up the bearing in the drum. Just like that. Once the drum is out, you can check your heater. I already found where the heater is broken. See, the heater is broken from here. Broken. So whenever I go in my customer houses, I try my best to take parts with me. I have lots of parts here. I have that safety thermostat, I have high limit thermostat, I have lots of stuff, but I also have the heater. Just gonna put this here. I will take the heater out. There's the heating element, and this heat element is about $39. Retail price is different, but again, these heat elements are between $15 up to $40. So I need a put my camera here and I will show you how to take care of this. So you will take the heater out. Hello? Hello? That's all I did. When did you call me? What time? Okay, I will call you then. Sorry guys, it takes a long time here, a little bit longer. Okay, the line 1 and line 2 is off. There's the, I think that's the Robertson, but just to make sure I confirm it, I can put my phone on a selfie mode and I can check underneath. It doesn't look like Robertson, but I think it's a 1/4 inch. If it's a 1/4 inch, I can use my screwdriver. No. Okay, well, there's 2 ways I can install the heat element. One, you press the small tabs on the side. Here. If you look at this, there's 2 small tabs. When you install this, you have to bend these tabs so it's not going to come out again. I took one out. Press one tab. Press the another tab. This one is out too. So this is my old heat element. I'm going to throw this out, but I have to install the first one, the new one. So one way is to cut those pieces of steel, the pins from the heat element, or use a screwdriver, take this whole heating element holder, you open that screw, pull this out, and then hold it in your hand and take those off if you don't have pliers or lots of time. So I will put one of these. the tab, and then another one. So even if you bend one tab on those, it's still enough. The heating element is not going to come out anyway. So just to make sure you're on the safe side, close both tabs on both sides, and that's really good. So the first thing, you're gonna get the heat element straight to the center, to the opposite side, just like that, and install it. And then install that side, one on this side, and then slowly work on it. You can like that. Yes. Okay, the heat element looks okay. You want to inspect this heat element after installation. Just run your hand to make sure you don't see a little like bigger bump than normal. If you have a bigger bump, that can hit the back of the dryer, and then that will burn the heat element. And on these dryers, I found if the heat element is burnt like that, and you can find the pieces on the ground, usually there is a problem with the drum itself. So if you look at the drum, see this area, the heat element hit it. Sometimes these screws get loose, and this panel at the back of the drum hits the heat element, and you get problem bad. It's different. Okay, so the heat element is fixed on this unit. It should work perfectly fine. Once you take the drum off, also inspect the bearing over there that sits your motor, your idler pulley. It's good. The motor is also in good shape. Check for garbage and debris and build up inside this blower housing. I didn't check this one, but it's okay, because usually this one is the one that goes bad, not that one. This is if the customer calls with overheat problem, then this can be the problem. But other than that, it's fixed. So I will take these. This one's also for the moisture. So I will put everything back together. Also inspect your belt for the cracks to make sure you don't have cracks on the belt, which is good. I can put this back in. This is my bearing. It's also in good shape. If it was not in good shape, sometimes you can also put a little bit lubrication on it. Other than that, it was looking a little bit funny over there, so I had to fix it. It's good now. And sorry, I'll show you something else. So if you look over there, the bearing goes there. sets down there, and then after that I'm sorry if you guys cannot see how I put the belt on. Here I'm trying. Okay, this is the way the belt goes. So I put the belt on. Here's my front panel. You will also inspect the unit for the felt. The front felt, the bottom felt needs to be okay. If it's looking funny or in bad shape, you can replace it, or just recommend your customers to replace it. Hello? Yes, how are you? Fine, thank you. Yes. Sure. Okay, thank you. Bye. So, how it looks from here. We're gonna lift up the drum a little bit. Make sure your wires are not stacking. And here I can put the screws back in. So it's not easy to work with one hand, but I'm trying. I also dropped one screw, but I don't need that. I always have extra screws on my drill. I have a strong magnet there, and I keep at least 15-20 screws there. Okay, so the way this works, there's a small piece of steel or clamper, and my belt is still not good in good shape, but I will fix this. That's not a big deal. So here I'll put the screw again. Okay, you need a zip tie here, so the drum is not gonna hit this wire if it's hanging down there. You don't want to hook up the wire in that way. If you don't have a zip tie, you can play around with that place, and then maybe retie this. Okay, it's okay now. If you have a zip tie good, you can put the wire in there, otherwise it's good. No, it's still not good. Okay, that's good now, it's not gonna hit the drum. Okay. Okay, I was really busy, I think. I forgot to hook up the wires for the heat element. I just want to make sure the heat element wires are hooked in. So I was busy on my camera. Here I forgot to plug this in. This is not very safe to do, but again, the camera was making me forget these. But I caught it before I finished the job. So it's not gonna take a long time to put everything back together.